everybody, it's Rachel with Rachel Q Stitches and welcome to my channel. Today is Friday, March 15th, 2024, and this is QuiltTube number 1. I decided that I am going to do a QuiltTube probably once a month. Maybe, hopefully, I can start doing them a little bit more often. Just kind of showing you what I'm working on in the sewing room and in the living room, because some of it is hand stitching. I've got a lot of projects in my brain that I want to work on. A lot of it is hand stitching, and so this is stuff that I can do in the living room with the family. Doesn't take as much thought process as cross stitch, so I thought, let me get back into hand stitching. I love hand stitching. I love needle and thread. Doesn't matter how I put it together, I just love it. So I love my machine. I love my machine stitching, but I also love hand stitching too. So this is QuiltTube number 1. Welcome. If you're new here, if this is your first time watching me, or if you've watched me before and you're not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I would really, really appreciate it. Like it, share it, all the good stuff. It really means a lot to me. So let's get into my quilting. First, I'm going to talk about what I've been working on my machine. The first thing I've been working on is my 60 by 60 projects, and I'm behind. My goal was to do approximately 10 a year, and we are quickly closing in on my birthday, and I'm just now working on my 5th project. I do know that with everything that I'm working on, it'll probably catch up, but anyway, I'm behind. In my brain, I'm behind. You know how that goes. But let's get in it. I decided to pull out some greens. I was at the local Salvation Army, and every now and then, I don't go there very often. It's kind of a little out of the way. It's in a little rough part of town, but I don't mind going there. It's not like, you know, we have shootings every night in town, but anyway, it's just somewhere I don't go often. But they have really, really good prices on fabric, like pieces of fabric, big pieces of fabric, like 25 cents. They have really, really good pieces of fabric, prices on fabric. So I found this piece of fabric. It was a big piece of green on white print, probably from the 90s. So I bought it. I bought 2 pieces that were very similar. Got home, went through my mom's stash, and pulled out a bunch of greens, and I decided to make a green quilt. So I've been making these half square triangles like this. So I have, this was what I had most of, which is this print. This is what I got at the Salvation Army. It was probably a good 1.5 yards of fabric that had been cut into. Not much, just a little bit on the bottom. So it was a good bit of fabric. So I have this one, and I had a couple in my stash, and then I had the other piece that I bought. So what I've been doing is making a bunch of these, and then I've been making these. So eventually, these are going to get sewn together, and I'm going to make my hourglass blocks. And then what I'll do is I will just sew them together, very scrappy like this. You can tell these were made from the same, just like this. Put them together. I think I have 60 maybe, I don't remember. I had counted when I started making it. I'll figure out what I have. If I have to every now and then, if I have to finagle something, I will, but this is what I have, and so this is what I've been working on. I have a nice little stack. I just need to go ahead and no, this is yellow, this goes with something else. Just have a nice little stack. Been working on them when I get a chance, when I can come sit down, turn my machine on, stitch for about 30 minutes, cut, iron, all that good stuff. So this is what I have. So hopefully by next QuiltTube, I will have it hanging up, because I really want to get this top finished. So this is what I've been working on for my 60 by 60 projects. The next thing I've been working on is I have a friend. Hey, Kim. Kim gave me a huge bag full of scraps. In fact, she actually cornered me in church the other day and gave me another small grocery bag size full of scraps. And I've been trying to figure out what to do with them. In the bags of scraps, she has started doing a kind of a crumb quilt process. And so I was looking at it, trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And in the bag, there were several strips. Now, Kim makes children's clothes and children's things like that. And so she doesn't really use a whole lot of strips because, you know, you need bigger pieces for clothing and whatnot. So there were some bigger pieces of fabric in there that I could use. So I got this idea from Yoder. This was I had made, I thought I had it nearby. I had made a block by Yoder, and it was called the Scrapbuster block. It is from her blog from a long time ago. And it used 1.5 inch squares. And I decided to use crumb pieces instead. So basically what I did was I sewed basically a big piece of fabric with using crumbs. And then I sliced it into strips and I made these. So I followed, now Corey's blocks are 12 inches. I cut mine 8.5 inches. So I did these. So go Tigers. So they came out so cute. Great way to use up your crumbs, but not look overly crummy, if you know what I mean. So I did these, and then I did this green and purple. I really like these. I like the look of these. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet. I'm just going to keep using her fabric that she gave me to make these. I'm probably going to have to dig into my my stash. I'm using stuff that reads as a solid for this part right here. So if it reads as a solid, it goes here. There were some pieces that she had used that are solids here. I didn't feel like picking them out, so I just left them in there, but it still looks good. So if it reads as a solid, it's used as this part. I probably could have made this smaller, but I like it. I like the look of it, especially when it's used as the crumb piece. So I did this. Whoop. And then I made this one. So I'm just working them as I have time. I sit down, I find 2 colors that I want to work with, sew them up together and piece them, and I'll figure out what I'm going to do with it. If I have enough of red, white, and blue combos, I might just make a red, white, and blue quilt. I don't know. I'm just going to keep making them, put them in the box, and we'll see what happens. So anyway, so that is my machine piecing. Now, let's talk about my hand piecing. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I get the Cotton Cuts Snippets bags monthly. And I haven't done an unbagging. I'll probably do one for my next one that I get, which I should be getting soon, probably early April. This is what I have from them. So this is what I've not processed. The stuff that I've processed is in a box, already ready to go. So what I've been doing is I've just been ironing them. And I decided that I'm not going to do the pineapple block like I have originally talked about doing, because I don't, the ruler is too precise. So if I really want to use the strips, and some of them are not quite wide enough. So I have another idea. I'm going to try to work on it today, and if I'm able to do it, then you'll see it next QuiltTube. But what I've done is for every low volume piece that I get like this, if it's low volume, I cut, so this is English paper piecing. Let me get my bag, my box here. I cut 1 inch 6-pointed star pieces. And that is this right here. These little 6-pointed star pieces. I do that for I do 6 of every low volume that I come across, and 6 of every not low volume. And I am making, hold on, I got my needle in this. I'm in the middle of sewing this one, but you can get the idea. I am making these 6-pointed stars like this. So I just have to finish sewing this one and put this one on. I started this yesterday. So this is the Cotton Cuts Snippets. So I decided to do this. This is going to be one of the projects. Hopefully I can get 3 projects out of each snippets bag. Each snippets bag can go toward 3 projects. So that's it right there. Cute. So like I said, as I'm going through it, I am trying to do, each low volume gets 6 and each non-low volume gets 6. So there you go. That is the Cotton Cut Snippets bag. It is a subscription, or you can just buy one if you want to see what it's like. I do have a link down below. It is an affiliate link, so go ahead and look down below for Cotton Cuts Snippets bag. It's good if you like skinny strips. And like I said, I do have a couple of unbaggings if you want to look. I'll try to link a couple of them down below so that if you're unfamiliar with them, you can look at them. Okay. The next one that I'm doing, this is a quilt that came out in a magazine, I'm not sure, 2008. And it's called the Insanity Quilt. It came out in Australian Patchwork and Quilting. I do not have the magazine. I just printed out the cover. This is it right here. It's a fairly easy to quilt to replicate without a pattern. The pattern, I think it's out of print. It's very hard to get. It's hard to get. The lady who does it had a shop. I don't think she still has her shop. It's hard to get. But there's a group on Facebook that I believe with the lady's permission has written instructions on how to make it. Like I said, it's easy to replicate without a pattern. So these use 1/2-inch hexagons. Look at those, how tiny. So I am going through my tiniest of scraps. I'm also using my itty bitty scraps from my Cotton Cut Snippets bag. So this will be project number 4 that's gonna use the Cotton Cut Snippets bag. I also have a big old jar back here that I throw small pieces in, and so I'm gonna dig through that. But I have one of them, no, I have 2 made. So I made these 2. I'm not really paying a whole lot of attention to the center. I'm trying to match it, but it's definitely going to be, you know, it's meant to be scrappy. So those are the 2 that I've made. And I had started actually cutting out fabric for this back when we lived in Tennessee. So over 6 years ago, probably 7 or 8 years ago, I had started cutting it out. And when I decided to start back up with English paper piecing, I just went ahead and found all my English paper piecing stuff, pulled it out, tried to figure out what I wanted to work on, and just decided that I'm going to work on all of it. I do have Patchwork of the Crosses stuff. I have not started on that yet, but I'm hoping to maybe start on it soon. But I want to get these going. And so as soon as I get these going, then I'll start Patchwork of the Crosses. So I think I might start that for my birthday. Okay. So the next one. The next one is, and I'm trying to find, no, I did not take bags out. Okay. So back when we lived in Tennessee, I belonged to a group on Facebook called Happy Hexy Swappers. And basically we swapped hexagon flowers. And this is a bag of them, and this is no. So what I did was, as I swapped, I have a couple of these bags. I have quite a bit. I would swap them, and then when I would send one out, I would make one. I had started making one for me later on, so I don't exactly have one of everyone that I've sent out. I have some, but not everyone. So these have the names and addresses of people who sent them to me. So I have quite a bit. So I decided when I started making these that I was going to do your standard grandmother's flower garden with a gray pathway. I think your standard grandmother's flower garden has a white pathway, but we lived in Tennessee. There were a lot of rocks, a lot of stones, and so that's what I'm doing. So this is it right here. So right now I am stitching on gray flowers because the gray flowers are making the pathway. So this is it right here. You can see. So this is one that I made. This some alternating one that I made with one that somebody else made. So this is it. just slowly working on it when I feel like it. It's coming along nicely. I do pull my papers out as I go along. I don't think I could bear taking the papers out all at once. So I do, as they're stitched, I take them out. So this is it. So this is what I've been working on. So it's looking pretty good. Hopefully by next time I can finish the row of gray that I'm working on right here. Hopefully. So that is that one. And then the last project that I'm working on is a project by Sue Daley. It was on her blog, and it is called the Forget Me Not So Long, and it was named after her fabric line called Forget Me Not. And so I have finished step 5, and I'm working on step 6. So this is step 5 completed. This is all various French General fabrics. And so at the end of step 6, I should have this area right here filled in. So that's it right there. I think I have one done already. No. I still have to fill this in with gray. So I'm not quite finished with step 5. Because step 6 is going to fill in this right here. Okay. So that's it. So this is it. French General Fabrics. This is still on Sue Daley's website. You can still find it. It's all 1-inch hexagons. So you could tell here I decided to fussy cut. I don't do that much, but I am not overly concerned. If it's gray, it gets in, but I do try to keep all my grays in one hexagon the same, or at least all the fabrics. So anyway, so that is what I've been working on in my quilting. So that's all I have for you today. Hopefully, again, like I said, I can do this a little bit more often. Hopefully once a month, I can get all this done for you guys and show you what I've been working on in the sewing room. I probably will do my quilt top reveals during my QuiltTubes instead of one video by itself. That way you can kind of see the progress and see what I'm doing and see how it's getting done. But that is all I have for you guys today. I hope to see you guys in 2 weeks with another floss tube. Haven't gotten much stitching done. New baby has arrived, and so we have been kind of a busy household, but having fun. But anyway, so hopefully I can get some stitching done. You know, like I said, it's easier for me to do hand sewing with the 2 little babies around than it is to do cross stitch. So that's why I've been doing it. But anyway, that's all I have for you today. I hope to see you guys in 2 weeks with a floss tube. I think I'll be having some unbaggings soon, so you'll be seeing those, but you won't be seeing my face. You'll be seeing those, and that's it. All right, I'll see you guys in 2 weeks, Lord willing. Happy stitching, everybody. Bye-bye.